Good morning. My name is Dr. Adam Morgan, and I just wanted to share a few tips, some advice, or perhaps just the ramblings of an old educator with some of you who are just getting into the profession, some things I've learned along the way. I would say the first thing is never lose focus of why we are in education. That is the students and the different strategies you use, the approaches you employ, the decisions you make, the little micro decisions throughout the classroom. Just keep that in mind. Keep the students front and center, and just have a real passion for students. That for me is an extremely important thing to keep in mind. That sometimes we can lose focus of in a school with everything that's going on, all the trainings and deadlines and stuff we have to turn in. But don't lose focus of why we're there, and that is the students. The second thing I would say probably comes from the way I interview new teachers when they come in. Someone can sit down, they say, I have 10 years of experience. And in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, do you have 10 years of experience or do you have 1 year of experience 10 times? There's a big difference. What I would say is in any profession, especially in education, you need to always be growing, always adding on to that experience and making the necessary changes to become better and better. And so how would you do that? I would say there's a little quote that maybe I think helps me put it into a nice framework. And the quote goes like this. There are three paths to wisdom: reflection, which is the noblest; imitation, which is the easiest; and experience, which is the bitterest. I would say in your profession, as you teach, and when you teach a lesson, when you teach a unit, when you do some activity at the end of the year, periodically throughout the year, be in this constant mindset of reflection. Did that work? Did that not work? What can I do better next time? And this reflection or this input can come from a variety of sources. Obviously, the administrator, but it can also come from the students as well. And then imitation. Always go around, observe teachers that are strong teachers, and take a little bit from them. And then clearly there's the experience part that you'll be doing on a frequent basis. So for you new teachers out there, just a few pieces of advice. Keep the students front and center, and always grow. Keep that growth mindset, and be better every time you teach the lesson, every year, every day. Thank you. Context is king. Funny story. I started my profession in the United States, and at that time, and as there continues to be, especially in my district, there's a really, really strong emphasis on no matter what, we do not have physical contact with students. That's not a hand on the shoulder. You don't put your hand on their hand to show them how to properly hold the pencil or what have you. There's just zero physical contact with students. So I took a job in Colombia, South America, and I had my first day of students. And the students pile in. We have a very, very good day. And on the way out, these are third graders, mind you. On the way out, one of my students just jumps up and gives me a big barrel hug and just, oh, mister, this is going to be a great year. I started freaking out. I'm holding my hands up, stranger danger, stranger danger. And as soon as the kids left, I ran straight to the administrator, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. The boy just reached out and grabbed me and started hugging me. I was really, really scared. The principal started laughing, and she said, here in Colombia, they are extremely affectionate. And so a little bit of a funny story, but it really has to do with context and knowing your school, knowing your culture, knowing expectations and not. And just a little funny story about me and one of my early years of teaching and cross-cultural experience. So keep in mind those little cross-cultural subtleties that sometimes will creep up on you and just make for a really funny story.